Today we're going to try and start my entire fleet of machines that I've shown on YouTube, starting with the old UHO Hitachi, and we'll work our way through the machines according to the timeline. We'll start on this one first. It hasn't been running for a couple of months, so yeah, it might need a wee bit of tinkering to get it going. What do you reckon, mate? Do you reckon it'll start?
Yeah.
And I've got Toby here to help me today. I'm going to teach him a little bit about machinery and how to make things start. So the cicadas are in full noise at the moment, so it's quite deafening here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Right, where do we start, Toby?
I don't know.
Should we check the oil and coolant first? Rosie's going to help us as well. Yeah. Okay, so we lift that up. Yep, it's got plenty of coolant and it's nice and green. You see that?
Yeah.
That's to keep the engine cool so it doesn't overheat. Okay, right.
Oh, this is a quite bit of fuel.
It's slightly high, but it's because the machine's leaning backwards a little bit, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So, we're ready to put the batteries in. Let's put this down. I've done quite a bit of work with this excavator. I must have done probably getting up to 1,000 hours on it. And it's just, I mean, it's pretty sloppy and worn out, but it still does the job. And it usually starts every time, so we'll chuck some batteries in and see if we can get it going. Where do we put the batteries, Toby? Boy. Yep. Yeah, there's one in there already. Make sure those terminals are nice and clean and tight on there, because with the 24 volt system, you can, if they're not on there properly, you can cook the battery terminals. Did you know that? And they'll just fizzle out and put holes in them. So we've got to try and make sure they're nice and clean. Just got to give those a bit of a touch up with the sandpaper. Yep. You want to hold the camera while I do this? And get them nice and shiny. Those ones aren't too. And never touch the spanner between the two posts. You know why? Because it'll spark and could blow something up.
Make sure that it's extra careful.
No, we'll be, yeah. No, we do not have contact. Alright, that's a problem. Something loose here. Yep. You tell me if you hear a click up there. We'll leave that key on. You tell me if you hear a click or see lights, okay? And I'll just fiddle with the terminals. I have had trouble with this solenoid before, so it might be that. What happened? Did you hear a click?
Yeah.
Going? Good. Alright, it's that solenoid or the key connection. So just bypassing that solenoid. Yeah. So we've got a bad connection somewhere. I think it's that thing there, which is a contactor. And when you turn the key, it turns that on. So we'll try and bypass that straight to the battery positive. Ready to try it, mate? Turn the key. Yeah, good boy. It's good. Let's turn it back. Oh, that's awesome. That started straight up, didn't it? That's so good. lubing up the rods. Makes it a bit easier on the seals after it's been sitting for a while. Well, that ran pretty sweet, didn't it? Now, because we've bypassed that solenoid, we can't turn the key off here, so we're just going to have to disconnect the battery terminal. So it's just a matter of pulling that apart and probably cleaning the corrosion off the terminals, but I don't have time for that today, so I'll crack on with the next one. Yep. What are we doing next, mate?
Tractor.
Tractor? Red Farmall? Yeah, I reckon. Okay.
It'll be easy to start.
Well, I don't know about that. That hasn't been running for quite a while. I found this in a barn and paid about $200 for it. Probably, you were only about 2 years old then, mate. But I went back and gave the farmer a wee bit more after I got it running. So I put a bit of upper cylinder lube in this one because it's quite an old engine and it's used to the leaded fuel. So I just put a bit of that in there. Keep it happy. Pretty dry. Alright, she's getting fuel. That doesn't look too bad. Will it leak? No, that's looking pretty good.
You don't need to put water in there now.
No, nice and green. Now check the oil on this one. There's a couple of level plugs here. Yeah. Oh yep, that's running out of there, so we know that's got oil. We've got oil, fuel, coolant, and that should be alright. The carb might need pulling apart or something, but we'll try that. See if she's going to start. Oh, choke, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah. She wants to. Yeah, we'll pump that fire up, I think. Yeah, she's holding here.
Good.
Trust those 70-year-old brakes, so I'll just put a couple of rocks under the wheels. Just in case. Watch through the viewfinder.
What's that right there?
That's just when I was lifting logs out a few years ago. Yeah. What do you think of that one? Pretty good tractor, eh? That there, do you know how old that is?
No.
72 years old, 73 years old. Yeah, but it still runs like a charm.
Why is it real long?
It is. It's a funny looking old thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very
Is
early...
that one of the old fashioned ones?
Yeah, do you think there's a computer in this one?
No.
No way. That's why it starts so easy, eh?
Yeah.
Because it's just brutally simple and not much to go wrong really with this one. But I'm still surprised how quickly that started. Right, what's next? What did we get after this, Toby? The
Bulldozer.
bulldozer, the little bulldozer?
Yeah.
Should we see if that goes? Another oldie. I think it must be a good 65 years old, this one. Oh yeah, she's got.
But
She does have oil. Yeah, it's looking a bit dark. Right, what else are we checking, guys, before we start it?
water.
Water? Water, that's right.
And then Dr. Kit's engine full.
Do you want to take that off for me? That's it. Yep. Anything in there?
Well, there's some.
Oh yeah, no, that looks alright. It's nice and green too. I'll put that on, so we've got oil and water.
Yeah, the other one's down there.
Petrol? Yeah.
And no computer in this one.
No computer in this one, that's for sure. This one takes petrol additive as well because it's made to run on leaded fuel. So I'll put the additives in there. Yeah, upper cylinder lubricant, eh? Good boy. Okay. That's the way it goes. Bit of rust on those rams, so oil those up. Give that a wee pump to get the fuel through. Oh, good. Yep, that's getting fuel. Yep, plenty of oil in there. Check the spark. Oh yeah, it seems to be getting fuel. Yep, that's definitely fuel. No spark whatsoever. So we've got an electrical problem somewhere.
Oh, the amp needle moved.
Did it?
It wiggled.
We might have found the problem. I can see a little sparking wire here.
Oh, it wiggled again.
Okay, alright, we've got our problem. Turn the key off, buddy. That seems to be the problem there. That wire. I saw it sparking and Toby reckons he saw the needle moving when I was playing with it, so we'll just pull that in a bit and get it clamping a bit better. Do it. Try that again. Okay, that's nice and tight now. Right, turn the key on and see what happens, mate. Watching the gauge?
Yep, moving.
Is it moving?
Yep.
Good, well, that's what we want. Let's check the spark again. Yeah, we've got spark. Oh well, that's running really nice now that I've sorted that wiring out. I do like this little dozer. It's a fun little thing to drive. It's so quiet and punches above its weight as well. Like, it pushes a lot of dirt for such a small machine. But yeah, I just don't use it that much these days. Now that I've got the bigger TD9, so it just sits in the shed most of the time. So I might get rid of this as well because I don't use it. Someone else might as well make use of it. So that's the first 3 machines that I salvaged. Now on to the next one, which is the David Brown 990. The old David Brown 990 is next. This is the one I paid $500 for. Starter motor when I got it wasn't working, so the people had made a holster for a hammer so that you could whack the starter motor to try and get it to engage. But yeah, I managed to get another starter motor for it. It's been running pretty sweet ever since then. Did all the fluids and filters and everything like that. And yeah, it's been a really good tractor. I've done quite a bit of work with this one. Many days scraping the driveway with the blade. Before, our driveway was quite flat and the water would just sit on it. But this here, it shaped it quite nicely, put a crown on it so the water goes to the edges. What do you reckon, mates? You going to start? Always was a pretty good runner, this one. What are we checking?
Oil.
Oil, we'll check that gearbox oil. That's looking very good. Nice and golden. Fluid, coolant, yeah, water.
Water.
You're learning. Yep, that's looking pretty good. Plenty of coolant. And where's that oil?
Yeah.
Over there. Oh, yep. It's got plenty of oil. It's on quite a lean, so it's only showing a little bit on the stick, but that's alright. So we'll put a battery in that and see if she goes, eh? I reckon it will. Look at that doll. She just wants to sit on every seat, doesn't she?
When we want to start her, did she hop on every seat?
That's right. She has to be on first.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch out, she'll bowl you over, mate.
What?
She's a bull.
Good.
What should we do first?
Check the oil.
Yep, oil. What else? Coolant, yep, and hydraulic fluid on this one, eh? Yep, we've got the batteries in, check the tyres. Everything looks good. We'll just check the oil and water.
24 volts.
24 volts, that's right. Yep.
Just like the old digger.
That's exactly right, mate. Yep, we've got coolant in there. Yep, oil looks pretty good. And hydraulic fluid. There's 2 taps down here. You turn the bottom one. Yep, that's got oil. Fuel on. Plenty of brake fluid there. Yep, we've got red light. Let's try it. the old Ailing Barford, or Ailing Bastard as it's affectionately known. 6-wheel grader, 4-wheel drive. This was one of my most challenging fixes. There was a lot of little things wrong with it. It hadn't been maintained very well. There was like rusted through pipes, lots of bolts missing, and also I found one of the chains had broken inside this gearbox here. The chain goes around both drive wheels. It had broken off and bunched up at this end, so I had to pull all this apart and get that out of there, get a new chain, and yeah, it's been going pretty well since then. Had a few little fuel blockages and things because the tank is going rusty, but it's pretty well sorted now, and it's a fairly reliable machine. Next is the old David Brown 990 loader. It's probably the machine I use most at the moment. It's quite versatile with that loader on there. With this one I had to do quite a bit. It had a bent ram. All the seals in the lift arms were cooked. Yeah, quite a few little things again. We'll see how she starts. Get out the way. So the next two machines, the David Brown 25 and the David Brown 30, I ended up giving to a friend to use on his property. So we won't be starting those up today. And plenty of oil. He's good to go, mate. Next on the list is the old TD9. It had dropped a track and had been sitting in the forest for years, and the farmer ended up just leaving it there and getting a new machine, and it's sat there ever since, and he said I could take it away. So I just had to make another pin for that track, and then the fuel pump was leaking and there was all sorts of things going on with it, so it probably took me a couple of weeks to get this one back up and running properly. And I made a canopy for it, so it's a wee bit safer, especially with that winch on there. I didn't want the cable breaking and flicking back at me. But yeah, this has been pretty reliable since I've fixed it up. And the old Hoff 30, this was a bit of a mission getting sorted. When I got it dropped off, it overheated and turned out to be a blocked radiator. The coolant couldn't get through the top was all blocked up, and so it couldn't go through the radiator to cool the fluid down. So yeah, that took a bit of working out. When I bought it, the fella I bought it off, actually every time he started it, he'd only let it run for like 8 minutes or less, and I figured out why, because after 8 minutes is when it starts boiling. So he was very careful not to let it get to the temperature where it boiled over. So yeah, you get the odd unscrupulous seller like that, but thankfully it wasn't anything major, wasn't a blown head gasket or anything. So yeah, I did all the full maintenance on that, oils, fluids, filters, and yeah, it's been a good runner since then. What's next in line, Toby? The old funny looking orchard tractor, is it? Beautiful. Started straight up. So this is the old orchard tractor that I found on a cherry orchard. It's a David Brown 1200, and it's been converted to forward controls by the orchardist, and it's in really good condition mechanically. So I put a 240 volt generator on the back of it and managed to get it running all my appliances in the house, and ran it on chip oil, so it was basically free power. I found a bigger generator for it. The other one, I took off the other one, put this bigger one on, but I haven't managed to get it working. I think it's got pretty major problems in the windings, so I'll take that off and put the other one back on. But yeah, it's a good little tractor, that one. It's basically a mobile backup generator if the hydro turbine goes down. So yeah, that's the orchard tractor, and I got this from the same place. The old fella there wasn't using it anymore, and they were selling the orchard, so he gave it to me. I ended up giving him, I don't know, something like $800 for it in the end, because it was just too good to give away. Like, these tyres are brand new. And yeah, it had a few problems. The clutch was slipping quite badly, so I just ended up having to adjust the clutch slightly, and it's been good since then. And yeah, just full service and fluids, filters, and a few other little things that were slowing it down. And yeah, that's a brilliant little machine actually. That's the Fiat 5566, probably the latest model machine in the fleet. And I think after this one I got the swamp tractor, the International 414. That's actually at the other property at the moment, so I won't be starting that today. That's running pretty sweet now as well. And then we've got the SJ410 Suzuki 4-wheel drive. Drawing a few vegetables. It's a bit of a rust bucket, but all the running gear's pretty sweet. The main reason I got it is for the engine. It's a Datsun A12, and it's the same one I have in my sawmill. They're getting quite hard to get hold of these days, so when I see them come up, I grab them, especially when they're as cheap as this. Basically the fuel line was blocked, there's a bit of electrical trouble, and the carb had a bit of crap in it, and that was about all. But yeah, she's never going on the road again. And I also recently got the little Kubota with the front blade. That needs a lot of gearbox work. I'm just about to split it and get that sorted. So that's most of my machines lined up. Quite a few of them when you line them up like that. I like to get them out, give them all a run every now and then, and just get the oil circulating around the gearbox and the engine. I've done a whole lot of other machines with a friend as well, the old D2 dozer. What else did we do? We did the backhoe and the green digger, a JCB. So that's about it for now. My YouTube machinery collection. It's kept me busy over the last few years. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the new year brings. Who knows what sort of machines I'll drag home this year. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Which is your favourite machine? Oh, that Hoff, the old Hoff loader. Which is yours, Toby?
Bigger and the greater.
Bigger and the greater.
Oh, and that white tractor.
Yeah.